Hello and welcome to our YouTube channel. My name's Ardil and I'm really proud to be showing you behind the scenes bit of footage for the Shmee150's SLS Black Series install. It's a completely custom sound system. I'm going to be walking you around the actual car, what we've done so far, but also talking you through what's actually involved on a custom car audio system on a car like this. If you're new to our channel, haven't seen us before, make sure you hit that subscribe button below. Other than that, guys, hopefully you enjoy. Let's go. So on the product overview to start with, I'm going to be walking you around all of these products and where they're going to be going inside the actual vehicle itself. So obviously with this stunning vehicle, it needed a custom sound system to match. So in terms of the products that we've got here, up top we've got the Audison Prima AP 4.9, 4 channels of amplification, 9 channels of processing power. What that means in real terms is that means in this amplifier here, which is the 4.9, I can actually plug a computer in, completely customize the sound after the installation. Obviously the installation needs to be to the highest possible standards, of course, which it will be, but it means we can fine tune every single detail, each frequency, everything we want to do with the sound coming out of that. So what we can do, plug in a computer and tune that. These 3 amplifiers actually all link together. So we've got a 4-channel amplifier, which is a 4.9, so 4 channels of amplification, 9 channels of processing, 4 channels of amplification there off the AP4D, and then the AP1D, which will be running the subs. This 4.9 will be running the tweeters and the mid-range speakers in the vehicle. The AP4D will actually be bridged as a 2-channel amp to be running the Audison Thesis woofers, which I'll show you very shortly. And then the AP1D will be running the 2 Audison Prima subs. Over to the components themselves. So what we've got here, we'll start off with the tweeters. At the moment, we've got a silver tweeter and a black tweeter. So these are from the Audison Thesis range. Absolutely incredible bit of kit. So what they're doing here is actually going to be mounted into custom A-pillar. So I'm going to be showing you guys exactly what's involved on a custom A-pillar build very shortly. So stay tuned to the end of the video to see that as a finished product. But Shmee150 was here earlier today choosing whether he wanted the black finish or the silver finish on the A-pillars. Make sure you find out on his final video as well as on our video once the install is actually complete which one he went for, the silver or the black. Comment below on what one you guys think we should be putting in the SLS Black Series. Obviously with the car being a Black Series, maybe the black, but also there is quite a few little finishes inside the dashboard which I'll show you shortly that might match better with the silver. Moving on, we've got the Audison Thesis sax. This is one incredible speaker. So this is a 6.5-inch speaker that's going to be mounted into the kickwell. They're actually already mounted into the vehicle. This one's just here for demonstration purposes. This is an incredible bit of kit. It's been taking a lot of time to actually mount this into the vehicle itself, and we've done that in a completely bespoke way, which will all be revealed soon. We've got the Audison Voce 3-inch mid-range, which is actually in already, again in the rear quarters, which I'll show you as well. So we're going to be stepping inside the car. I'm going to be showing you some soundproofing, as well as the fact I'm going to be showing you what's actually involved in a custom A-pillar build and what we've done so far. So going on into the actual vehicle itself, I'm going to be talking you around the rear shelf to start with. So as you can see at the moment, we've got one of the sub boxes in. So these are housing the Audison Prima 8-inch subs. Behind that you've got some sort of silver foil looking stuff. What that is a skins 3mm layer. Basically, it's a sheet that gets applied to any panel work to stop resonation, but also get rid of some road noise that you're going to get, plus build a far better acoustic environment for the new sound system to work in. So as you can see, that's a custom fabricated box that we've fabricated in-house. So that's housing the 8-inch Prima sub, and then we're going to have another one which is going to be mounted around about here. The other cool thing that we're going to be doing is mounting the 3 amplifiers in the middle, and it's all going to form into a massive sort of area here full of all the kit and equipment. One of the key things as well, so underneath all this, what was actually here from the beginning before we started, there was a massive panel that basically covered from over here all the way over to the back, and sort of logged into those lug points there and onto the bracket points here. So that was a massive panel, and underneath was a load of this stuff. So it's just foam, and that's the fuel tank underneath there as well. So we're sitting that on top of all of this, and then in that void that it was, we're just adding all of our equipment in, so it's all hidden away. You're not going to be able to see anything. However, it's still going to have a massive impact in terms of actual sound output through into the vehicle. Over here, what we've got is the Audison Voce 3-inch mid-range speaker mounted in actually a factory location point. So everything, there's a lot of kit going into here. One of the main things as well, that obviously the electric side of things in terms of the actual cable runs and everything is done to the highest possible standard. So this is a manufacturer loom. We've run our power cable, for instance, just to give you an example. This will all be tidied up a little bit more, but just wanted to show you guys a little bit behind the scenes. The power cable that actually runs from the main battery, which is in the front down here, all the way through factory grommet, all the way into here, this area here. One of the key things as well that we've run alongside manufacturer wiring all the way over to the amplifiers that are going to be mounted up at the top on the rear shelf. So as you can see, the boxes, even though these are going to be completely hidden away, they are fully trimmed in a black carpet. Even though they're completely hidden away, nobody's really ever going to see these again, but it's one of those things we like to pay attention to, sort of the smaller details, even stuff behind the scenes. As you can see by all the cable run, obviously near enough the entirety of the center console is out and the radio's all out. And these cables here, so these are the speaker cables and signal cables that are going to be running from what's called high level input, which is signals taken from a factory radio all the way into the actual amplification side of things up at the top. Into those amplifiers, and then what we're going to be doing is run new cables all the way to each speaker. So it's an immense amount of work running all these cables, stripping the cars down. However, we do this day in and day out, so it makes it a lot easier for us. But every single install is unique, it's bespoke to how the customer wants it. And Shmee150, we've sat down with him and gone through everything on how this system should look, feel and be done, and we've gone through everything in loads more details. So now I'm going to be talking you through the actual custom A-pillars and what's involved in building something like that. And now talking you through a custom A-pillar build, what's actually involved and what's actually involved on a car like this. So on the SLS Black Series, what we've got is a tweeter mounted right in the corner of the dashboard, right over there, and then that forms sort of into a A-pillar, which is this panel here. In terms of the tweeter, that was basically with a mesh grille right in the corner. Tweeters, in terms of the actual products, are very, very directional sound. So they ideally want to be on axis, and that's exactly what we're doing. Shmee150 didn't want to settle on this car, wanted to go to town on it, and that's exactly what we're doing. So on the custom A-pillar, basically what we've got here is this part of the panel basically sat into the dashboard like so, and then that clips on up at the top. So if I just lay that there, as you can see on this A-pillar, what we've got is this sort of forming of what's gonna come. So this is forming the housing and mold for the Audison Thesis tweeters. What Shmee150 wanted was, when we were going through during the audio consultation with him, what we wanted to do was basically, as the tweeter was sort of a mesh grille, not part of the A-pillar, we didn't want to have a custom A-pillar and then just a random mesh grille with no tweeter in it. So what we're doing is actually fiberglassing a mold around that, so it forms so nicely around the original tweeter sort of holder, and it forms into the dash and blends in brilliantly. So what's actually involved? So this is a fiberglass resin and matting that we did yesterday. Basically what it is you take out the actual location for where you want it, and then we mask off exactly where we want that. Then we apply the resin and also the fiberglass matting to it to form a mold. So obviously this is incredibly solid now, but what is going to happen now, we use one of these. This is a 3D printed designed Audison Thesis housing. Basically we mounted a little laser light to it, which is pretty cool. So on here we can see exactly where in the car we want to aim the sound. So this is the exact size of the Audison Thesis tweeter. We actually mount that into the A-pillar itself when building it, and then we can direct the sound to literally get, so say the tweeter is in the corner there, we can literally get it to hit Shmee150's is right exactly where we want them. So we do a full measurement test of the vehicle before we start the install and then after the install, so everything is inch perfect. So that's a pretty cool bit of kit. So that's 3D printed, design spec, and then going to be installed in-house. So that's the actual panel itself that's going to be mounted into the vehicle. So this is part of the actual A-pillar. So this comes off here. So this actually is the exact size of the Autoson Thesis tweeter, and then this part actually lives inside the A-pillar. So part of the build is a 3D printed housing to house the Autoson Thesis tweeter. As you can see here, there's a little bit of a lip, and that's exactly where the Thesis tweeter falls into and sinks into the A-pillar. That will then be made to put on axis to exactly match evenly into the center of the vehicle, and then we use the DSP on the 4.9 amplifier to customize that sound, to move that sound around the vehicle to get it inch perfect to the exact millimeter. But a lot of time goes into one of these, so what's going to be happening next is basically cutting a hole into this A-pillar, which is quite a scary thing, I know, but we're going to be mounting the Autoson Thesis template into there, getting our measurements exactly right, and then I'll be doing another video to show you guys a little bit more on custom A-pillars. And then also what we're going to be doing is moving that and sort of angling the bracket for the Autoson Thesis tweeter so it's on axis and ready to go. Then what's going to be happening is body filler and sort of filler work and fiberglass to mold that and get that to exactly how we want it to be and look, and then it will all be recovered in Alcantara. But we'll show you that more in other videos. But the best thing you guys can do to make sure you don't miss them is hit that subscribe button below, and it will keep you up to date with all of our future videos. Thank you guys for watching our video on behind the scenes on the Shmee150's SLS Black Series custom sound system. If you want more content like this, enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button below. Other than that, guys, we hope to see you soon, and stay tuned for the finished product and finish install video on this one.